All right. Well, looks like we've got quite a few people joined here. Welcome, everyone, again to today's webinar with 3C Logic. We'll get started. Our topic today, of course, is integrating SMS and ServiceNow, driving efficient, exceptional customer experiences with SMS. My name is Tucker Delaney-Wynn. I'm a member of the marketing team at 3C Logic, and I'll be moderating today's webinar. A few housekeeping items to start. This session will be recorded, so you'll be able to revisit anytime, get these details you missed, watch your favorite highlights, and share with colleagues. So you'll receive that by email tomorrow. And the other thing is that we will have a Q&A at the end of the presentation. So start drinking your coffee, get those brain juices flowing, think of some good questions, and then you can pop those right into the Q&A box on your screen. Great. So without further ado, let's start by meeting today's guest. Navia right here is the star of our show. She is our resident SMS expert, Navia Pandiri, SVP of Product Management at 3C Logic. Navia, so happy to have you with us.
Glad to be here today, Tucker, and thank you everyone for joining us today.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. So if you're not familiar with 3C Logic, we are the premier voice enabling solution that natively integrates with ServiceNow. And as a premier ServiceNow partner, our cloud contact center platform complements ServiceNow's existing digital channels and workflows like email and chat to create an omni-channel experience. And so today, of course, we're going to be digging into a very special element of the customer experience, SMS, and really showing you how you can leverage SMS at every stage of the customer journey to deliver better service from start to finish. But before we dive in, we do want to take a moment to ask ourselves, why should we care? What is the value of SMS? So let's take a look at a couple stats that I think can kind of guide our thinking around this. All right, so let's start with the obvious here. 97% of US adults own a cell phone. I would guess most of you on this webinar do, and most of your customers probably do too. And let's also remember that even those without a smartphone have texting capabilities. So I think we all can agree that SMS is ubiquitous today and really something that customers are craving. And so taking it a step further, SMS really is available anywhere, anytime. And that mentality has really permeated into customer expectations. We now expect that same speed, that same convenience in our customer interactions. And this is where a lot of people ask, well, what about live chat? Isn't that similar to SMS? What's kind of the differences there? And while live chat is incredibly valuable, that assumes that users are still on the website or still in the app, which may not be true. So SMS can really reach customers who have left your typical channels, and you can still effectively engage them. So that's one of the reasons it's so important to capitalize on. So the key takeaway here is that really SMS is the ideal for certain customer interactions. And just to name a few, soliciting customer feedback asynchronously, solving problems faster through two-way SMS, more on that shortly, deflecting calls to texting during long wait times, which is, we know, a pain point for a lot of contact centers, and then just keeping customers engaged and informed via personalized notifications and text alerts. So we're going to be looking at all of this today, and Navi is going to be showing some really cool real-world examples. But let's start by talking about the challenges, because that's an important part as well. So of course, with the great power of SMS comes the great responsibility of knowing your challenges and how to effectively solve for them. And as promising as SMS is, there are some challenges to leveraging it successfully. Just to name a few of those, lack of integration between SMS and the primary system of record. This can really leave contact centers with an incomplete view of the customer journey. Just to build on that for a second, 51% of contact centers say their biggest operational challenge is disconnected tools and platforms. So I think just reiterating there, if you're not having your SMS really natively, deeply integrated to your system of record, what you're using, it can cause real problems. Another thing that is a real challenge is that many contact centers are only able to send one-way SMS messages. So as we've discussed already, there's an expectation from customers now to be able to go back and forth and seamlessly interact with their contact center. But if customers are unable to have that back and forth conversation with a live agent, it can really lead to a poor customer experience. And then finally, customers are expecting speedy responses, but SMS capabilities that live outside that system of record, again, can really drag down those response times. And delays in responses, we know, can really degrade the experience. So those are some of the challenges. All that said, let's talk solutions and let's talk ServiceNow and SMS because that's what we're all here for. So let's take a quick overview. If your organization is leveraging ServiceNow, you already know that it's an incredibly powerful tool, dubbed the platform of platforms for enabling powerful workflows, automation, and analytics. But it is possible to get even more out of the platform, especially when it comes to SMS, which can enable a more personalized conversational channel that ultimately reduces call volumes and helps you set your customer expectations at scale. So all of those benefits that we just talked about, SMS can make that possible in a way that really other channels can't. And again, ultimately, SMS has that power to help contact centers improve the customer experience before, during, and after the interaction. So with that, I'm going to let Navia, our true SMS expert, step in and show you how it's really done. She's going to show you how it works on the platform, but first she's going to start by introducing 3C Logic's new enhanced SMS capabilities for ServiceNow. So Navia, please take it away.
Sure. Thank you, Tucker. Thank you for that background, laying the background for everyone. So today we already offer click to SMS, proactive SMS notifications, as well as gathering CSAT via SMS. So all of these functionality is already available today. We are introducing two-way SMS as part of our spring release. So it's a new feature that we are introducing. So let's just say that you reach out to a customer via a proactive notification. And if the customer wants to reply back via the same channel, we can allow for the two-way communication to happen through this feature. And the way we are doing it is within ServiceNow, you're already familiar with the advanced work assignment engine, which is used to route all the digital interactions today, such as email, cases, incidents, whatever that might be. The same medium, the same advanced work assignment engine can be used to route SMS channel as well. And we are also tracking everything back in ServiceNow in terms of all the SMS KPIs, SMS interaction data is posted back to ServiceNow. One key thing to note here is, since ServiceNow has all the interaction data across all the channels, and since it also has all the customer data, you can leverage a combination of all of this to intelligently route SMS to the right endpoint, which you will see in the demo today. So with no further ado, I will go ahead and get started. Let's look at it in action. So the main use case scenario that we will focus on today is a customer calling in to get some help purchasing a new headset. Since there are so many models available, she's overwhelmed and she wants to speak to a specialist. We will see how SMS is weaved into this customer experience journey end to end to improve the overall customer experience and remove the friction out of the equation. So with that, I will switch to my demo. So what you see in front of me here is on the left-hand side, it's actually my mobile phone. I know it doesn't look like one, but I have projected as the customer's mobile phone on the left-hand side. And on the right side here, you see the ServiceNow agent workspace. So I will be acting as both customer as well as an agent in this scenario. And as an agent, I'm logged into ServiceNow agent workspace. I'm already logged into the embedded 3C Logic CTI to receive incoming calls. And I am marked as available for both calls as well as SMS channel here. So let's dive right in. As a customer, I'm first going to initiate an outbound call. I'm going to put it on speaker so you can hear it.
Hello, Navia. Thank you for calling Sale. We noticed that you have been searching on the web portal for a Logitech headset. Is this what you are calling about?
Yes.
Okay. Transferring you to a headset specialist who will be able to assist you further. This call may be monitored or recorded for quality and accuracy purposes.
So I'm just going to take it off speaker, accept the call here, and just put it on hold to avoid any echo. So I'm just going to minimize it. So just to take a step back here, you noticed how the call flow system, in this case, the 3C Logic IVR, was able to tap into the customer's browsing journey. Again, in this case, the customer was browsing the website, couldn't figure out what to buy, and then she called back, right? So all of those service log portal entries were available within ServiceNow. So we were able to tap into it and determine that the call, proactively determine the intent of the caller and route it to Agent Kathy, who is a headset specialist. Again, you may not have this level of information on all the calls, but the crux here is that whatever information you have available within ServiceNow or your system of record, you should best utilize all of that information to proactively detect the intent as much as possible. So as an agent, if I switch to this screen, I can see the caller journey here. I can see specifically that they are calling in about the system has already created an incident for me. And I can see that they are searching website and they need help with Logitech headset. So I'll quickly click into that. And I will navigate to the catalog to help the customer. So in this case, there is a catalog specifically for headsets, but let's just say that we have gone through all the models and we have determined that this is the headset that they are looking for. I'm just going to click on it. And just to confirm that customer is in fact looking for this and confirm the configuration or specifications of the headset, I can quickly send her a text message while she's on the call. So the send SMS is available right here. So I will select the contact. Of course, I have some templates available here, which I can use to make my life easy. But just to keep it simple for now, I'll send the link to the headset. So it looks like the message is sent. So in a moment, you should see the message appear on my phone here. Okay, there you go. So I'll just open it up. So as a customer, I will be able to open this link, confirm that, hey, this is exactly what I'm looking for. But the main detail here is that the agent is able to jump between channels as needed to create that beautiful frictionless experience for the customer. So the agent doesn't have to go and tell the customer, hey, go to this website or this page and click on that and so on. So you can directly send the link. Again, the scenario could be sending a payment gateway or it can be used for any other situation. So now that we have decided that this is the headset that the customer wants, we will go ahead and place an order. Check out, and it looks like the order has been placed. So I'll go ahead and close this out. And you will notice that the moment the order was placed, I did not have to read out the tracking number or anything aloud to the customer. Customer did not have to take out a pencil or a pen to note it down or dig through emails to find the confirmation. It's an important detail. So we are quickly sending a proactive notification so the customer can just relax. We are also letting the customer know that if she needs further help in future, she can reach out to us via text messages. So that's another important detail that you can notice in this message. So let's say that I'm done with this conversation. I will open up the phone call that's going on here, end the call, and select an appropriate result code for the call and go ahead and finalize the call. Move this out of the way. And if you can see, the moment I ended the call, I immediately got another text notification gathering feedback right in that moment when the experience is fresh. So as a customer, since it's so quick and easy, I can just send a score here. And all of these details are posted back against the same interaction record. If you can see, there is a log here of this call, how many minutes, what's the satisfaction score, what's the call recording, everything is stored against this interaction. So that's the end of scenario one. We will go ahead and close out this interaction. And let's say the second portion of the scenario is a few days later, the Logitech headset is already delivered and the same customer has questions about how to connect the Logitech headset to a TV. So she goes ahead and wants to, since she's so familiar with Box.io trying to send out notifications through this channel, she'll try to reach out to them via the same channel since it's so convenient. Sorry. My TV. Okay, so I will go ahead and accept the SMS interaction. Again, this is routed through ServiceNow's advanced work assignment engine, and it has identified that agent Kathy is the most appropriate and suitable to handle this conversation. So one important detail here is that if you noticed, this particular customer's previous interaction with this organization was through a phone call. However, we were able to figure out, look at all the past interaction history, irrespective of the initial touch point, and leverage that to route the SMS interaction also to the same agent in this case. Of course, if this particular agent, Kathy, is not available, we won't keep that message holding. We will route it to next available agent who has a similar or same skill set. So that's important detail. And if the other agent gets the SMS conversation, all the previous history is available right here. It's almost when you look at a phone, you have all the past history, right? So it's the same experience. The agent can look at all the past experience. So for now, since it got delivered to Kathy, I'm going to ignore the previous conversation that we had with this customer and look at the most recent one just to cover this scenario. It says, I need help connecting my Logitech headset to my PC. I quickly have access to the ServiceNow's Agent Assist. And if you can see, the initial message from the customer is already typed here and it has been searched. And I have related catalog items or knowledge articles that are already populating. If I want, I can leverage one of these articles and help troubleshoot the problem. But in this scenario, I will simply switch back to the text. And just for fun, I will ask the customer to send me a picture of the back of her TV. And let's see how exchanging pictures can be powerful when it comes to SMS. Could you please send me a picture at TV? Okay. So let's just say the customer goes ahead and sends an attachment. So I'm just going to take this picture and send it out. So the moment I get the picture, in this case, what we are trying to show you is that you can also exchange pictures or video clips to expedite the resolution. So as an agent, I can take a look at the picture here and just suggest the customer, could you please connect Bluetooth dongle to the blue port, right? And I will go ahead and click on send here. I know in real life, it may not be that easy, but we'll just try to wrap this up. Okay, we'll just go ahead and wrap this up. Let's say that the interaction has ended and I was able to help the customer. Again, the main crux of this scenario is that it got routed to the same agent who previously handled the call interaction for this particular customer, making it easy and frictionless for the customer. And the second portion is that SMS also allows you to exchange picture messages or video clips just to help expedite the issue resolution as needed. So once I'm done, I can go ahead and close this interaction. Officially end the chat. And you will notice a couple of things. One is the SMS interaction history is all stored against that record. So I can go back as an admin. If I were an admin, I can go back and take a look at the past conversation history, chat history, as well as a notification. Another CSAT notification can also go out to the same customer if needed. Again, it's redundant. You don't have to gather CSAT at the end of every interaction. The system can intelligently see if a CSAT was already captured previously. We don't have to send that, but it is possible to send a new CSAT for this particular interaction. So that is the end of the demo here, the live demo. I will simply quickly switch to some of the SMS KPIs that we have available within ServiceNow. So earlier I mentioned that all these SMS interactions that take place in ServiceNow get stored in ServiceNow, which gives us rich KPIs around SMS. And you can build simple dashboards or advanced dashboards like this, or you can also build combined dashboards with other omnichannel data as well. So with that, I will switch back to the presentation here. We will quickly recap what we just saw. So you saw how the initial touch point of the customer was a phone call. However, we weaved SMS into the entire experience to improve the process. The agent was able to switch between channels while on a call, to share a link to the configuration of the headset. A proactive notification was sent out at the end of once the order was placed. CSAT was sent out automatically once the phone call conversation was completed. Again, we allowed the customer to reach back to us via the same medium. So you're basically meeting the customer where they are. And since the friction of engagement is so low, the customer just decided to reply back on the same channel. And also when it comes to text, there is no burden of UI or learning something new, right? So she tried to reach back via the same channel and solve the problem. So here we are seeing click to SMS, automated CSAT surveys, proactive SMS notifications, and two-way SMS, as well as a phone call, all working together cohesively to create that beautiful end-to-end experience. So bottom line is that when we look at the text, we don't look at text as a standalone channel, as the only channel, sole channel that should be available to our customers. It has to be as an add-on to other channels that you already have in place. So all of them can work cohesively to bring out the beautiful customer experience. So with that, we will summarize a few benefits SMS with ServiceNow. Of course, you're already leveraging ServiceNow to route all your digital interactions, such as email, cases, incidents. You can leverage the same to route SMS as well. So you're simply extending the investment that you've already made in ServiceNow. And you can also empower the agents with this SMS tool so they can switch back and forth as needed to improve the customer experience as well as agent experience. With proactive notifications, you can set expectations at scale. And this is one of the best ways to start if you're looking to start with SMS as well. Last but not least, like I mentioned earlier, SMS is not a sole channel, right? It works cohesively with other channels as well. So if you have longer high call volumes, you can deflect customers to SMS and vice versa. So you can use all the channels to complement each other. So that's it for now. And just to recap, if you don't already know who 3C Logic is, we are a cloud contact center solution provider. We are hosted on AWS cloud and we are deployed in 5 continents across the globe. When it comes to ServiceNow, we have about 10 years experience working with ServiceNow. We are their premium CCaaS partner, as well as #1 on their store. And we are certified with every release of ServiceNow. And when it comes to customers, we had the privilege and honor of helping several of our global 2000 customers shape their customer service, IT service, or HR experience across the globe. So we are proud of that. And thank you for joining us today. And if there were any topics that we did not cover, please feel free to reach out to us. We also have a Q&A session. I will hand it off to Tucker here.
Perfect. Yeah, Navya, thank you so much. That was wonderful to see. I feel like I even learned more just as you're doing the demo. And I think emphasizing the ability to jump between channels too is something we almost didn't even talk about up towards the beginning. And to be able to see while you're on the call, using the text, sending pictures and videos too is just super cool. So thank you so much. That was great. And great to see the value as well, in addition to actually seeing it in action and just learning how we can improve both CX and really, as you said, extend the company's ServiceNow investment. So yeah, like I said, if you are ready to learn more about how you can specifically take advantage of SMS for ServiceNow, please do reach out. We've got our email and our website up here if you want to learn more. And yeah, in the meantime, let's take a few questions. I can see several coming in. Question was, is SMS a tool associated with a specific module or application within ServiceNow?
No, actually, that's a very good question. So you can leverage SMS with any module, any business unit, CSM, ITSM, HR, it doesn't matter. It could also be associated with incidents, cases. It could be any custom table. So it's not confined to just customer experience.
One question was, what kind of ROI assessments have you completed with implementing with ServiceNow, and maybe just broadening that a little bit, Navya, to when we think about ROI and extending ServiceNow, how do you kind of think about that in terms of implementing SMS?
Sure. So one thing that we have seen is even before the two-way SMS was in picture, we were offering click to SMS, proactive notifications, and gathering CSAT via SMS. So we were able to help many of our customers sort of gather that feedback, and through that measure the true CSAT across the board and measure ROI as a result of that in terms of how many customers they were able to retain, how many are happy, unhappy. They were able to proactively reach out to customers who are unhappy and take proactive measures. So I don't know if that would answer your question, but outside of that, we haven't conducted any ROI studies, but we have seen many of our customers leverage CSAT to come to a return of investment.
Another question coming in, Navya, is how do you kind of create SMS notifications in ServiceNow? And I think kind of expanding off of that a little bit, maybe you could just talk for a second about like where someone should start with SMS. Where is the best place to kind of start with that work?
Sure. So SMS, I think one of the most effective and powerful ways to start would be proactive notifications. And it's easier to do so, right? It could be when a case gets updated, or when an incident gets updated, or a shipment is delayed. Whatever the scenario might be, when you send proactive notifications, that can be very, very powerful tool, because the customer, if it's an important notification, doesn't have to go back and dig into their emails or whatever other tools to look for messages. SMS is right there and readily available, and they can get quickly notified of all the important updates. So I would say proactive notifications is one of the most effective ways to start when it comes to SMS.
Great. Thank you. That's helpful to know. Someone asking here, do you support an on-call module in ServiceNow? I don't know if you need clarification on that.
So the on-call module, I'm slightly familiar with that. We will have to take a look at the specific use case and see how we can help you out. We can leverage the power of ServiceNow platform itself, like the business rules, all of that that's available to trigger these SMSs out. So if you have a custom process where the SMS has to be triggered at a specific event or journey in the customer lifecycle, we can, or agent lifecycle, we can definitely take a look at that and customize it for you. We do customization all the time for our customers during the onboarding process, because every business is different. All their use cases are different and unique. So we build customizations based on their unique use cases.
Perfect. Great. Another one I think, Navya, that we just wanted to ask was, when it comes to best practices, you kind of talked about sending notifications, but kind of on the other side of that, the gathering feedback side, what are some of the best practices when it comes to gathering feedback through SMS?
Sure. So when it comes to gathering feedback, I would say that when the experience is fresh, I think you should try and send out the notification right there in that moment when it's still fresh. That's one. And you have to keep it short because of this channel. You can't send a big survey with 50 questions. I think you have to keep it really short and simple. It's also recommended that you don't send them a link to a survey with 50 questions out there. I think if they can just reply back on the same text and give you a CSAT score, that will be ideal if that's possible. Another piece to note is, when you receive that CSAT, either positive or negative, you can set up automations within ServiceNow such that you can reach out to the customer. If it's a positive, acknowledge it, be grateful. And if it's a negative feedback, proactively reach out, try to find out what's going on and help with that customer retention piece. Mm-hmm. So those would be the key takeaways when it comes to gathering CSAT.
Perfect. One of the callers was a question earlier about getting started, and you talked about doing notifications. I think maybe drilling a little deeper of where to start to get proactive with notifications. This could be one where maybe we follow up and get the specific use case. But in terms of thinking about starting with notifications, is there any area that you recommend starting with first or anything like that?
Sure, you can start simple and basic as well. For example, if a customer has submitted a case, and as the case progresses in terms of a new comment on a case, you can send that. But of course, since this is such a sensitive channel, you don't want to bombard or spam customers with a lot of text messages. So I believe you should try and send notifications when there are important events in that journey, right? So I would focus on those important events and try and trigger a notification when that important event occurs during that entire life cycle, and not spam them, because it's such a sensitive and personal channel. So it has to be treated in a unique way.
Definitely makes sense. Yeah, no one likes spam, so I think that that absolutely makes sense. One other one that I think a lot of people are wondering, Navia, is just obviously we're talking about all the things one can do with SMS, but it also you need the customers to use SMS, right? So how do you encourage customers to use text or use SMS?
So when it comes to SMS, I would say there are certain best practices that you can leverage. First of all, I already talked about how to start. I think proactive notifications is one of the best practices, best ways to start. But however, one thing to note is that when it comes to SMS, regulations are key. You have to make sure that you get opt-in. So try and get opt-in from the customers. Let them know that they can reach out via SMS. Through other channels when they're engaging with you via phone or chat or some other channel, email, let them know that this texting is available and get them to opt in. But once they have opted in, make sure you start with proactive notifications. Make sure you all the messages that get sent out are personalized, because it's such a personal channel, unlike others. You want to make sure that you keep it personal as much as possible. The other thing to note is that when looking at SMS, all of this personalization and sending the right message at the right time is only possible if SMS is actually integrated with the system of record. So you have to pick an SMS solution that's actually properly integrated with a system that has all the customer data, all the previous interaction data readily available to send those intelligent and relevant SMS messages. So those, I would say, are the best practices.
Great. Yeah, good to know. Definitely knowing where to start here. And I think getting some of that guidance is really helpful. We did have another good one that I think is really good. Going back to spam for a second. Someone asked, how do you ignore spam texts that are coming inbound?
Within ServiceNow, we can take a look at the initial message from the customer. We have access to that. We also have access to the phone number of the caller, of the customer who's sending an incoming text, right? We can set up rules within ServiceNow's advanced work assignment engine around the phone number, whether there is a matching customer record or not. First of all, as a first checkpoint, we can also take a look at the message content itself and apply some conditions on it to detect spam. So short answer is yes, some rules and conditioning is possible as soon as a text comes in, and those messages can be automatically taken out of the queue and put it in a separate queue if the admin wants to take a relook at them before putting them back in the queue.
Got it. Great. Okay, cool. Well, I think we've gotten a lot of questions. I don't see any more coming in, so I think we're pretty good to wrap up here. Thank you again, everyone, for asking such great questions, really drilling in, getting all of Navia's expertise on this. And thank you, Navia, for sharing, walking us through the demo. I think it was really awesome to see. Yeah, thanks everyone so much for coming. We hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day.
Have a great day. Thank you for joining us today.